Brothers and sisters, welcome to our brand spanking new Let's Play on the channel here. So for you that don't know what our Let's Play series is, or our 4-play series, because Nick and I have the mentality and humour of 12-year-olds, that is our Let's Play stuff. We've done it before on the channel. We've done LA Noir, and we've done the likes of well, we have new stuff coming out, which I can't say just yet in case it doesn't happen, but yes, brand new Let's Play series on the channel. And this one is TEW2020. So what this is, it's Football Manager but for professional wrestling. It's the best way to describe it. You pick the original game, the vanilla game itself, if you don't know, doesn't have any of the real world stuff. It's all completely fictional. But the amazing community behind this game has produced really thorough, really in-depth real-world mods that give you the likes of, CCW, Impact Wrestling, of course the big one, the dub, WWE. But we don't care about any of this. All these pre-established things, that's not what we're here for. So what this series is a fictional scenario of what if Conor McGregor started his own professional wrestling company. So I have started the game and I've established the company, and that's literally all I've done so far. So if you can see here, we go to our roster page, just Conor McGregor. It's a bit empty. It's a little bit empty. So what the target of this series is just pretty much we, Notorious Pro Wrestling and Conor McGregor, are going to start from scratch. Literally, we have nothing to our name. Go to the company awards here, which is the rankings of all the companies and such in the world. Very bottom. Only way is up, hopefully. At the end of this, pretty much the way I look at it is I would like to be, obviously I'd like to be number one. Who wouldn't want to be number one? But in a previous save I've kind of done all this, the furthest I've really kind of gotten or plateaued out has been about 4 or 5. And that was in about 3 years of in-game time. So we'll see how it goes. I would like to think we probably get to there again. If we plateau out somewhere else, say about the 13, 15 mark, maybe call it quits there. I don't want to get to a point where it becomes stale and the world isn't changing. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Along the way as well, we're going to look at kind of what's going on in the big companies. Like, it's always fun in these sort of things to see, oh, look, Big Show is the world champion in WWE. Or, oh, look, Seth Rollins moved from WWE to AEW. That won't be the main point of this series, but it is kind of cool to see how the world evolves and changes as you go along, year by year. So, Notorious Pro Wrestling, you're probably wondering why. Oh, yeah. So, I'm starting with 9.6 million. Now, that seems high. I get that. But I did maths. Okay? So, I put way too much attention to detail into this. But, so, 9.6 million. Here's where I got that figure from. So, if we go and look at AEW, their starting funds in this game are $12 million. I googled the net worth of Tony Khan, or his dad, Mr. Khan, how much he was worth, and saw what percentage of his fortune he put into AEW. It was 0.02%. So, I did the same thing for Conor McGregor. I googled how much he was worth. His net worth, by 48 million or something he is worth. And then put in 0.02%. at 9.6 million is the same amount or percentage of his fortune that Tony put into that. So that's where I'm getting that figure from. It's not a random figure that I've pulled out of thin air. Nothing like that. Okay. But yeah, so the product, this is kind of, so the way this is rated is exactly how you think. So it is kind of what you need to do or what people expect from your company. So we have the women's division, you have the name your style. Ours is the Notorious style, obviously. The theme of this is that obviously Conor McGregor, he kind of loves himself. Like, that's not a dig against Conor McGregor. He does kind of love himself, and he's very popular and very famous, so that's perfectly fine. But a lot of the pay-per-views and a lot of the stuff are based off of the shite that he spouts. But the way this episode will go is a wee bit different. I'm going to give you a brief about kind of how this company's going to be ran, it's set up. I will show you the first couple of signings, and then we'll take a break, and we'll come back and I'll give you the roster rundown before our first show. After that, it'll be a bit different. Going forward, and then, or after that, each episode will be a bit different. I don't want to show you the booking of the shows because I feel like that's very boring. It's just a bunch of drop menus. It's about the news, the signings, stuff like that. That's the interesting part of this game. Anyway, so this is what Notorious Pro Wrestling is going to be about. It's an East meets West. So you have the in-ring style of the hard-hitting Japanese, so your New Japans and stuff like that. But with the entertainment values and stuff of, WWE, what other? Impact, maybe, to an extent. Those cartoony, gimmicky characters. I will say that it was a choice between this and an MMA hybrid product, but one of the Redditors who commented on my first post about this playthrough said, oh yeah, why don't you just kind of go ahead and it's gonna have to be like a hard hitting but with a gimmicky side, because that's what Conor McGregor is, and that's what kind of made me go like, yeah, this East meets West is probably the best decision for that. Looking across then, so we have a heel face divide, but it's loosely enforced. Again, it's all about in-ring action rather than characters. Stables, yes. Managers, yes. Weight split, no. A small women's division, that will go up kind of as we get a larger roster in, but at the minute it's a small division. Main event spotlight means that our main event is going to make up for a majority of our show rating at the end of it, and then tight focus on angles, again, similar thing. Our highest rated angle will make up a majority of the rating for the show. Right. Oh my god, that was so much friggin' admin. Holy crap. Right, so admin done. Let's get to the good bit, which is the signing of the talent. So, I've already kind of looked for a couple of people already that I know I have a hit list, right? So, I have a hit list of the people I know I already want. Not only that, I don't think I've started signing anyone, have I? No, I haven't started signing anyone yet, but, we need to think about this. So, can't just go in and hire every single amazing wrestler under the sun. It won't work. We'll go bankrupt before the end of the year. But what we can do is look for some of the best in-ring talent. So, and not even just that, I always like to start with my agents, because they are going to help keep the kids in line. So my first one is Doug Williams. So the reason I like Doug Williams is, one, he's just, although he's kind of on the older side, he is just so good. Like he's 82 technical, 74 psychology. Like, the dude, nearly 50, can go. Not only that, he doubles up as a road agent, which means that that's two birds with one stone. So handshake, deal, no show. I think I can maybe get him down a bit more. We'll put on 6 months. Can I do him a written? Maybe do a written. So the reason handshake is okay but not great is that they can request more money, but if I put him on a written, he will be stuck at 600. Can still work in other places, but he won't. If he gets more over, he's not gonna be like, yo, I'm worth more than £600 a show. Did he hear? No. Yeah. So Doug signed. Right. We'll go for 40 popularity in UK. So another one I want to sign is... Oh, where is he? Is he gone? So, Ilya Dragunov is dope. I don't think that's any dispute. So some of the NXT UK guys are on written, but not exclusive written contracts, so we can get them to work for us if their schedule permits. So we've used profile, schedule. My plan is to hold events on Saturday week 3. But he's got WXW, so he is not going to be available for any of those shows. Oh, who else? Go for... right, this is going to limit me too much. Just get that back to there. Yeah, that one. So another person I want, again, he's just fantastic in-ring talent and multitasker, is Chris Hero. And he will come cheaper because he's not employed anywhere. Which is meant, like, he's such a good talent. Like, how has he nowhere, like, brought him back? Or maybe they have, I don't know. I haven't kept a massive track since he's left NXT UK. So, we'll go for written, a year, put that one down. There we go. So that's Chris signed as well. Another person who was good, who was unemployed, and a good British talent again is... Sorry, the reason we're doing prices, we are established in Ireland. The reason why we are established in Ireland is just because I think Conor McGregor might still live here. Maybe. But the way I look at it is I would love... NXT UK has kind of become the monopoly on the UK scene. Similar to how when NXT first announced, it pretty much had the monopoly on the American indie scene. You know, Ricochet went, you know, all these guys who were in PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, you know, all that team just kind of went to NXT. The idea is with this is to kind of bolster the UK scene. So later on, kind of whenever we become bigger and more established, is to kind of create like a Six Nations of a UK wrestling scene that will kind of help protect us from like WWE just becoming the all-seeing, all-powerful, wrestling company of the world, pretty much. So Zach Gibson again is another guys in NXT UK. So the thing about going for guys with NXT UK, although they're good and you know they're good, is that whenever their contract comes up in NXT or WWE, they could just put them to an exclusive contract. So if you have anybody who you've got with a title in hand or whatever, you're just going to lose them to NXT right away. So the likes of James Drake and Zach Gibson, who I'm bringing in, who are fantastic talent, you can't deny that. In 3 months' time, they might not be here because they may just sign exclusive deals to WWE, but we'll see. The last one I want to show you on screen maybe is just Jody Fleisch. He is like a UK legend. He's been about for a long ass time, and he actually retired for a while and he came back. But like at 40 years old, he's like still like an amazing talent to have. Especially like in ring. Like if you look at look at his like stuff here, you know, like okay, so as I call it, he's a spot monkey, no doubt. But like, you know, you look at his flashiness, you know, look at his basics, look at all the stuff he's been doing. Okay, so there's that. Done. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of book more of my roster. Then we'll come back and I'll show you kind of a brief overview of who we signed and kind of what that then means going forward for the company. Welcome back, and what a week it has been. Right, you would think that like hiring the wrestlers would be the difficult part. No. The fucking hassle I have had trying to sign staff, so it's not even like, you know, wrestlers, like announcers and road agents and referees wasn't too bad. That was the pain in the ass. So here's what's happened in the meantime. So before we go into the main roster and what I got, here's what I tried to do. So I wanted to get Dave Bradshaw as like an announcer, so he's pretty decent. Well, he's as good as a British announcer you're going to get. Rev Pro came in and offered him a deal just before me, and their schedule would conflict quite a lot with the plans that I have going forward. Another person that Rev Pro also fucked me over with was... I just reset this. Another person on the commentary desk, which is Angus McNally. So he was an OTT, but there's no conflict schedule there. But then Rev Pro came in, and once again, thought, hey, why don't you come work for us instead? Rev Pro will be a thorn in my arse until we bypass them in popularity. They are constantly either getting wrestlers or staff ahead of me, and then therefore making them unavailable for my shows. Moving on to road agents. So I tried to get Lance Storm as a road agent. Where'd you go? There you go. Lance Storm as a road agent. Like 85 psychology, 100 experience, respect, reputation. Like, he has the makings of an amazing road agent. He's a freelancer and was like, yo, I don't want to... yeah, because Lance Storm would say, yo, I don't want to work with you for a year. That's too long for me. I was like, okay, sweet. 6 months. That's still too long. 3 months? Nope. And I was like, right, well, fuck you then. You're not going to work for me. So he went and signed with C4, the American promotion, I think, instead. And then another person I wanted as a road agent was Johnny Kidd. Again, 80 psychology is great. 100 experience, respect, all very high. He's British, which would be great. He's like, nah, I just want to retire in peace. And I was like, I'm not asking you to wrestle. No, it's like, nah, I'm fine, thanks. I was like, oh. So it has not been a smooth sailing to get the people that I wanted, but here we are. So this is kind of the first batch of people I want in NPW. So we're going to kind of down the list here. We won't go through everyone in too much detail, but we'll kind of hit the highs and lows. So it's Austin, an American talent who currently works for Impact. Dude is 23 years old and has that much green in his stats. He's amazing. So he's going to be in. Aston Faith and Bonesaw are kind of in the tag division, which I'll show you in a wee bit. It's not a massive tag division as it stands, but there's room there for it to grow. Curtis Axel. Woo! Yeah, you remember him? Yeah, so he's like he was unemployed. He is solid worker here. If you look here, he's quite solid. With kind of good basics. he's just a good hand to have. Davey Boy Smith, he was unemployed, so he was cheap. Again, very better than solid, put it that way. Like, really good basics, good star quality to him. In ring, solid. You know, another good solid hand to have. Doug Williams, as I said, he is just great. Like, for someone his age, he's just fantastic. Grado. Like, I like Grado. It's an unpopular opinion. I like Grado. You know, he's a very good entertainment skills. You know, a lot of 81, 77, 76. Really good. Be interesting to see where he falls in terms of, like, will he be a major star of the company, plus with a gimmick. Like, his gimmick is kind of fun babyface. That could change, but we'll see. Another part of the tag division is the Grizzly Young Vets, so James Drake and Zach Gibson. Bit of a risk, just on the side that, yeah, WWE could be like, nah, we want to make them exclusive, but we can run that risk. Rob Lynch. So I've had, in my previous one that I did, of kind of this save in this scenario, he was great. Like, he just somehow kept performing. Like, anytime we would raise in popularity or raise in status, he just kept upping his game and upping his game and upping his game. Like, he was never out of the main event scene, and like, he was, you know, like, by the time my previous NPW game, by the time we were big or medium, you know, same power as WWE, and like, I had main eventers like Tyler Bate and like Nick Aldis. He was still up there performing just as good as the rest of them, so I'm hoping he will do the same thing in this save. And then Stevie Xavier, or Stevie Boy, one of the ICW guys, I'm a massive fan of. Okay basics, okay in ring. He kind of is just okay. He's got one or two really good bits there, but he's just kind of okay. Moving on to our road agents then. So who did we get since those other arseholes decided, nah, I'm good? So with 3 road agents, so Doug, as I said, would be great. Portia Perez, who's also going to double up as an announcer. Like, psychology is awesome, experience is awesome. Respect could be a bit better, but it's not going to be a massive effect. Then just looking at her kind of commentary skills then. Yeah, so her announcing, like, she's adequate as an announcer. She's 50 and 60. She's as average as you can get. And then I'm gonna butcher this. Manami Toyota. Yep, nailed it. Just an amazing road agent. Like, 95 psychology, experience 100, respect 87. You can't get better. Like she is as good as David Finlay, who was my last road agent in my previous save. Like, that is dope. That was just amazing. Yeah, so that is the roster overall. My other announcers, just so Tom Campbell is playing announcer to the Cullen commentator of Portia Perez. Like, he's not great. He's really I like Tom Campbell. Seems like a lovely guy. His stats are shit. I only signed him to a 6-month contract in the hopes that maybe he will possibly get better. If he doesn't, then we'll just look. But once the Bradshaw deal fell through, it was just slim pickings. Like, you've no idea. But we'll see. Like, I honestly think he will do the job in the meantime. But yeah, you may notice as well, if I just go to the wrestlers here, a distinct... That's not it. Yeah. You may notice here a distinct lack of females. I kind of bottled out of doing a women's division right now. I just don't want to introduce them too soon. women wrestlers in this game definitely don't. Oh, no, hit or miss. It's hit or miss how they kind of integrate it. I think going into a new promotion and having to inaugurate a heavyweight champion is great, but then doing that twice with a woman's and a male champion detracts from each other. So on top of that, I want to see kind of WWE in all these games and all these starts always do a massive release of talent towards the start because their roster is so bloated. Like if we go to WWE right now, they have 161. Gee, that's so ridiculous. 161 workers. So if you compare that to the number 2 in the world, which is AEW, you only have 119. Like, that is the difference there. And that doesn't include, NXT, which is 100 on its own, 117, and then, UK, NXT UK. Which is, so you're talking over nearly the guts of 300 odd workers they're paying the budget for. So, like, don't get me wrong, they can afford it because they have 101 million in the bank. But they're still hiring people. Like, they hired James R. Kennedy for NXT UK, QT Marshall from AEW, like Sintidoro, I don't know who that is. Right, they brought back one of the authors of Pain, Razor. They hired back Rodriguez. What was that guy's name? What was he in WWE? Ricardo Rodriguez. Like, oh, that's mental. Effie, who's Effie? Brought back this guy, I guess. It's just mental, but look. So that's a roster rundown. So we're going to take a wee look at just then the schedule. So my plan is to have an event Saturdays in the week 3. So first one is going to be We Rise, and we have Obsession, Your Belt. A lot of these are either Conor McGregor quotes or Northern Irish and Irish slang. Just so, in case you're like, what the fuck does Your Bollocks mean? Yeah, so Fear No Man, so keep it lit. So 12 events there. I would like to think we can get a TV deal. So having Conor McGregor on the roster and his popularity being insane as it is, I'd like to think we can get a TV deal. Although it'll probably be a graveyard slot and it'll probably be with one of the lesser companies before our second event. So before Obsession, I think we can get a TV deal. I still have about another 2 weeks to play here of kind of before we rise, or another week, sorry, of stuff to play before we rise. So yeah, that's kind of where I would like to be at by the time we get to Obsession is a weekly TV show, which we would be coming back for pretty much every week in terms of episodes on the channel. But that's really it at the minute. So we will be back in the next episode for We Rise pay-per-view. Well, pay-per-view. It's not going to be pay-per-view, it's just going to be an event. So we'll be back for that, which will be a much more traditional format of what this show will be, which will kind of be come in, discuss any news and stuff that's happened in the time since, break while I book the show, then we run the show and deal with any fallout from that. Yes, thanks very much for watching this very first trial run. This might not even make it onto the channel. We'll see how it goes. But thank you for watching this. And yeah, next time on Bash Bros, then we will be back for the We Rise pay-per-view /event.